high achieving women professionals and entrepreneurs making is not prioritizing their health and well being. And this usually leads to health scares, womb and digestive issues, and just complete burnout and fatigue and other chronic diseases. And so, in today's video, I want to share with you 5 simple healthy habits that you can start to incorporate in your everyday life. Welcome to Divine Earth School, the place where high achievers and spiritual seekers come to embody, embrace, and express their divinity, where I talk all things health, wellness, life, and spirituality. So let's dive in. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls. If you don't know who I am, my name is RachaelAlexander, and I am the founder of Divine Earth School and Wellness Wednesday. So, welcome back. And I help high achieving professional women and entrepreneurs like you double their energy and well-being and intuition so that they can start to create their divine lives and start to actually live their divine lives. So in today's live, I really wanted to talk about why not prioritizing your health is causing burnout, fatigue, excess weight gain, and other things like that that a lot of my clients come to me for, and how you can really start to empower yourself in your own health and wellness journey and take back your health. So let's talk about the 5. Before we dive into the 5 steps, I first want to talk about why not prioritizing your health is really a huge issue. And I think a lot of this stems from just our sort of work hard, hustle hard culture that's all about, self-sacrifice or put yourself last, or you got to work hard to get ahead, or, exhaustion is normal, or, thoughts and things like that, where we're just completely operating in sort of what I would normally call the masculine, where we're completely operating in our masculine energy as high achieving professional women or entrepreneurs, and we're completely ignoring the feminine aspect of us. So that's really the hugest issue, is just sort of ignoring the fact that we have to have balance. We have to create balance. And when we start to put our health like on the back burner, or in like something that, I'll get to it later, health is not something that you get to later. Like in our society, we're taught to chase money, we're taught to chase achievement and accolades and things like that. And what ends up suffering in the long run is our health. And so you see things like on the rise of diabetes and heart disease and cancer and all those things like that, is because a lot of people aren't prioritizing their health. It's not something that's really taught in our society. So that's really the conundrum that we kind of find ourselves in. And the really hugest way to start to shift that is to start prioritizing your health. So instead of having your health on the back burner, put it to the front of your priorities. You can't live life. If you think about your energy as sort of like a bank account, right? Like, or something that you're trying to build up over time. If you do not invest in your health long term, that will come back and bite you in the ass, right? Like it will come back and bite you in the ass. Just like if you're not prioritizing your finances and making sure that, you have a retirement plan, or you have, money in the bank for when you get older and all that other stuff, it's going to be really hard when you do get to that older age and you're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. Same situation, but even worse, I would say, with your health. If your health is not prioritized in your 20s, 30s, 40s, then when you get to your 50s and 60s, first of all, your life is either going to get cut shorter, right? So you see people dying in their 60s, or you're going to develop chronic diseases that are really preventable just by lifestyle changes, and or you're going to develop other smaller health issues or health scares and stuff like that, right? So like womb issues, fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, right? Or you're going to develop digestive issues like IBS and all those other things like chronic inflammation and stuff like that, right? So this is really, really why you want to start to prioritize your health, is because you don't want to keep depleting your energy bank, keep depleting your health bank, so that when you get to your older age, you have nothing left to spend, right? You have nothing left to, utilize and invest in or utilize your energy, right? So you want to think of your health as almost like a bank also that you're investing in. And every time you do these small little things that I'm going to share with you, you're investing in your health for the long term. You see what I'm saying? So let's dive into these 5 daily habits that you can start to do. So the first habit that I really want to encourage you to do is really start to eat your water, eat plants, right? And what I mean by that, eat your water, is that we are water beings. More than 70% of our body is made up of water. And if we don't get water from the fruits and vegetables that we eat, we are creating a lot of dehydration. Not just drinking water, drink your water as well, but eating it through the fruits and vegetables, the living fruits and vegetables, is really going to make you a living being, right? So eating your fruits and vegetables is the first thing that you want to start doing. And how many times have you heard that since you're little? But in our society where fast food is such the norm, where you can go stop at McDonald's or go stop at Dunkin' Donuts, or stop at your favorite fast food joint, and you're skipping down, or you're going grocery shopping and you're skipping all the aisles with the fresh fruit and you're getting all the frozen or the packaged goods. Start to shop in getting the fresh foods and stuff and cut it up. And there's different simple things that I help my clients with that are simple things to start helping you eat more fruits and vegetables, eat your water, right? Get more water content in. And one of the other benefits is that these high water rich foods are high in antioxidants, which are disease fighting prevention substances that are in our fruits and vegetables, right? So they're going to prevent those things that we talked about in the beginning of, the diabetes and the heart disease and the cancer and stuff like that. You're going to find these high antioxidants that are going to help you to prevent these diseases long term, right? So when you're eating your plants, you're eating more nourishing foods that nourish your body. Your human vessel is made up of human tissues that need certain nutrients in order for it to sustain itself, right? And you find those mostly in the plant kingdom, okay? The second tip is to start doing daily emotional check-ins, right? So we just had Mental Health Day. I think it was on this past Sunday, right? Having emotional check-ins is super important. I cannot stress enough, and my divine team and higher self has shared with me many times, a lot of times diseases are not caused only by the lack or poor foods that we eat, but the lack of addressing our mental health and our emotional health, and not checking in with how we're feeling on an emotional level. We are vibrational beings, right? And as a vibrational being, you are vibrating at a certain frequency, right? And so if your emotions, if you're not in tune with what's going on within you, it doesn't mean that you need to be on high vibes all the time, but it means that you're consciously aware of what's going on, and you're allowing yourself to feel any suppressed emotions, feel any anger and frustration, and start to make better decisions from a higher state of consciousness. That way you actually do start vibrating at a higher level, just automatically, right? And so when you vibrate at a higher frequency, right, that also lessens the chance of you getting those diseases and things like that later on in life, because you're not having pent up emotions that are now getting stored in different tissues in your body, and that are now starting to cause, tumors or cancerous tissues and things like that, because you're not holding on to energy that isn't being released, right? So as an energetic being, you have to let the energy flow through you, and we do that through experiencing and expressing our emotions. This is also part of like that feminine energy, right? Of allowing the energy to flow, right? The third tip is to move your body, right? Move. Right? So even if it's 5-minute HIIT exercise or a 5-minute stretch, right, in the morning before you start work, or a 5-minute stretch before you go to bed, start to move your body as much as possible, right? I don't personally move every single day, but I would definitely say about 5 times out of the week, I'm moving my body. Three days out of the week, I usually try to do, lengthier exercises from 30 minutes to an hour. And then in between, I'm doing walks or yoga or other things like that. So I try to move my body on a day-to-day basis. And I really encourage you to do that. There's so many benefits, and I can feel like that's a whole nother video in that of itself. But even if you could just start with 5 minutes a day, everybody has 5 minutes a day. Even if you're just stretching and doing some yoga and some movement, start to move your body. The fourth thing is rest, right? how oftentimes you're experiencing chronic fatigue or burnout and stuff like that is because you're prioritizing work over rest, right? You have to have both, right? We are not robotic beings. We are not machines, okay? We have to have rest and recuperation. That's just as important as the amount of energy that you're putting into the work of your career and expanding your business and stuff like that. If you start to put and in your mind, start to think to yourself, as the more I rest, the more ability and energy that I will have to actually achieve and hit my goals or hit whatever I'm trying to do, finish that project better, or, give it my all at work, or give it my all in my business and launch this new product, or whatever it is that you're doing, right? You have to start prioritizing rest. Rest is just as important as work, right? So it's very, very, very crucial that you start in. I'm glad that it's resonating. Awesome. Welcome, Miss Queens. You have to start prioritizing rest, right? So it's too often in our very masculine, patriarchal society that it's all work hard, hustle hard. You got to sacrifice. You got to, what are you going to do? You see a lot of certain, I'm not going to name names, but coaches who are like, what are you willing to do to get ahead? That kind of energy does not work for female entrepreneurs, feminine professionals. We are feminine beings, so we need rest, right? And it really doesn't work for men as well. Like I see with my partner as well, it doesn't work for them as well. So we both in each of us, men and females, have masculine and feminine, and we have to have them in balance. Otherwise, you're going to create chronic diseases. You're going to create burnout and fatigue and chronic fatigue. You're going to create fibromyalgia and all these other things that are symptoms of not prioritizing your health, like we talked about in the beginning, right? So the fourth thing is rest. Start prioritizing getting those numbers of hours a day of sleep. I remember when I had a full-time job, sometimes even though I would probably get like 6 or 7 hours of sleep, sometimes I would take a rest during my lunch hour, and I would just eat my food at my desk while I was working on my other stuff, right? So sometimes if I needed that extra hour of sleep at work, I would go out to my car and just take a snooze to get that extra hour of rest, right? So do what you got to do to. I'm hoping that those of you who are listening, the high achieving professionals or entrepreneurs, these women who I'm talking to, like you, are doing work in the world that is meaningful and that matters to you. But even if you're not, right? Start to prioritize so that the 8 hours a day that you're spending at this job or at working on your business or whatever like that is meaningful and fulfilling work that you're doing. So if it's not, you need to start moving in the direction of creating more work or doing work in the world that matters and feels like it gives you some sense of meaning and purpose. And or if you are already in that direction, start to prioritize having fun, right? We all get caught up, even if you're doing work that you love, in the hustle and bustle of, I got to hit this metric, I got to do this thing, I got to turn in this project, got to do this, right? But then we get caught up into the logical mind of things that we forget to actually enjoy the process, right? Enjoy, building this business, enjoy being at this job, in this career, enjoy, apart from your career, enjoy your home life, right? When you get home, doing small little rituals like I mentioned in a past Wellness Wednesday of lighting a candle or turning on your favorite music when you get into the car and singing your way home. Start to incorporate things that bring you joy, right? What's the point of living if you're not enjoying your life, right? We didn't come here to work ourselves to death. Work is not supposed to be like hard labor and no joy, no fun, no fulfillment. Life, in my opinion, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, is meant to be fun, right? So if that is the case, start to do things that bring you joy, right? Hopefully your career is on that trajectory, but if it's not, until you can start moving in the direction of creating a career or whatever that is bringing you joy, do it when you get some time off, right? On the weekends or, at night or whatever, read your favorite book or turn on your favorite TV show or whatever. Start a little creative, fun activity that brings you joy. Prioritizing joy is super important because it gets you back into that high vibrational level that we talked about, which also is disease prevention, right? High vibes equals less disease, right? When you're in a higher vibrational frequency, you're not going to be in a state of manifesting disease, dis-ease, right? So those are the 5 tips of 5 healthy habits to start incorporating in your day-to-day life to start to prevent those diseases and prevent the chronic fatigue and the digestive issues and the womb issues that we talked about before. So quick recap. The first one is eat your water through plants, right? The second one is start to do emotional check-ins. Be aware of your emotional state of being on a day-to-day basis. The third is move your body. We talked about that in extense. Fourth is rest. Start to prioritize rest just as much as you prioritize work. And the fifth one is enjoy your life. Start to enjoy, do things that bring you joy, right? So if that is something that is resonating, I hope this video has been helpful. If this has, definitely check out my free smoothie challenge to start getting you into drinking your water, drinking your fruits and vegetables at sipofnature.com. My free smoothie challenge called Sip of Nature. It's I think a 5 or 7 day smoothie challenge, and I give you recipes, I give you tips and tricks, and all that stuff. Everyone who's taken the challenge has really loved it and actually implemented it. You know, another mistake that I often see women is just relying on stimulants. So if you can start to incorporate more fruits and vegetables, and my favorite way of doing that is smoothies, then check out that website at sipofnature.com to join our free smoothie challenge. So I hope this message has found you well, and as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and express while on this journey. So remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive, what you expect is what you'll get, and however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher, and I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.